I'm Rich.
I'm Othello.
I'm Aaron.
I'm John.
And even without Jelly, we're still Fandom United. So, let's get into this right away because I know Aaron is so excited to talk about this. Let's talk about the premiere of Titans Season 2 on DC Universe.
You mean the season finale of
Season 1.
Season 1 of Titans. Titans had so much potential when it started, and they light a match and set that house on fire.
Are you thinking of Titans or are you thinking of Young Justice? I'm just saying, because
Titans could, they had a lot to work with. It could have been good if they did it right. I think they shouldn't have went dark like everything else in DC for one.
Okay, well, one thing, and people online are even doing this now. First thing they could do to even make the show look a little better, take off the stupid blue filter.
Mm-hmm.
Have you looked at that? Have you seen
Yeah,
all those?
I've noticed that.
It's just like take off the blue filter, and it looks so much better. Well, okay, not Trigon CGI, but we'll get there.
I hated the fight scene between Starfire and Trigon. Let's poof some smoke and he'll disappear.
Oh, you mean Raven and Trigon?
Or yeah, Raven.
Yeah, it was colossally bad. It was if I was paying for the DC Universe service, I wouldn't be anymore. It was. Well, it doesn't matter how I watched it. Let's just say I don't care to watch any more of it. It was the first season finale.
It was.
That's what it was. And there was like all this hype. Like, oh, we get to see Donna Troy in her outfit. And, oh, look at these new outfits for Hawk and Dove and da-da-da. No, it was a flashback back to when they were Titans. Oh, they had people online hyped up. Oh, they're getting the Titans back together. No, it's a flashback sequence, stupid. Duh. Anybody with half a brain would have been able to see it. And it was just poorly done. It just sucked. It was the second half of what should have been a two-parter in the first season. I don't know why they split it off and tried to make it the first half or the season premiere. It was a terrible idea.
I know. I have a hypothesis.
Yeah, okay, why? Because it was a terrible
Because
idea.
they knew it was bad, but they wanted to keep people around still spending that monthly.
It's still bad.
I know. It was still bad, but they didn't premiere the season 2 one for a couple months. So they were collecting that money, knowing that it was going to be bad, and people would have dropped off if that had been the season 1 finale.
No,
so
if I was paying for Titans, I would have dropped off anyway. Honestly,
I lost interest at the very beginning when mysteriously out of nowhere they made it from Gotham to wherever the house was, and they knew exactly where to go.
Oh, in Ohio somewhere. Yeah. Well,
so now Gotham is in Iowa now.
Yeah, it's like what's the gas mileage in that old pickup truck that you guys just stole?
Yes, oh my god, yeah.
But yeah, and even beyond that, like how all the Titans got wrapped up into being controlled by Trigon. That was just
that was filler.
So contrived. It was so contrived, and the defeat of Trigon by Raven was horrid. All this build up for a scene of her, just saying, basically she decides he has to go away and he gets sucked into a portal.
Yes.
I mean, it was really, really bad.
Yes.
It was super bad. And
oh, spoiler alert, sorry.
It doesn't matter. I'm spoiling it. I don't care. If you haven't watched it, don't bother.
Watch it.
Have an ice
You either
cream
spoil it by him talking about it or by watching it.
or have a lollipop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, it's spoiled.
We're saving you grief
It's bad milk.
from watching the episode because
It's like when you have a carton of bad milk in the refrigerator, right? And you look at it, you look at the jug, and you're like,
you can see that it's spoiled, but you still
I
drink
can't
it.
really tell if the light is going out. That might be green. I don't know. For right now, I still have the possibility this could be actually good milk. And then you open it up and you get that whiff of really bad milk. That's what we're trying to stop. That's what we're trying to stop from happening. Because then even if you put the lid back on, you still smell it. Like it's in your nose. Like
So
I've seen
unless you're an
Titans.
alien from Alien Nation, that
Then
spoiled
it's
milk's
bad. Wow.
not gonna be good.
Wow. The chunkier, the better. I will never forget that grossest thing I think I ever saw on TV as a kid.
Alien Nation is a show from the 90s.
It was actually a movie from 1987 that was made into a TV show in the 90s,
But yeah,
ask James Caan about it. He won't like it.
He won't like it.
He is mad.
Don't ask James about that. But the CGI for Trigon was horrendous. It was, gosh, I can't think of Not since The Last Starfighter have I seen CGI so rough.
The Last Starfighter was a movie.
The Last Starfighter was a movie in 1986 or 87.
We'll go DC.
It was like one of the first movies to ever use computer generated graphics. Listen, children, this is as bad as you think it is. It's Trigon was horrid. It was just like, what is this? This is so bad. It wasn't even like it was a guy in a mocap suit. And then you look at something like, now granted, okay, a TV show budget versus a movie budget, but you look at something like a Thanos, and then you look at something like a Trigon, it's like, wow.
Well,
no wonder.
Flash has some pretty good CGI villains.
Well, don't say King Shark.
No,
I wasn't considering that. But Flash doesn't have the greatest budget, but they use a lot of CGI, and it's not that bad.
That's why you don't have Flash and Kid Flash on, because it was too expensive.
Right.
To do the running effects for both. That's why. Go back and look at some of those episodes. So, like, they would have a very brief scene where they were running together, which is usually reshot footage or reused footage, right? But then if they needed Kid Flash to go do something, then Barry would get knocked out, or vice versa. And then that one guy does all the different speed effects and then comes back. Oh, are you okay? Oh, I must have got knocked out for a minute. Every single time. Because they couldn't afford to do 2 sets of speed effects for 2 different characters.
Never thought about that.
So,
well, what about Nora? Why would they introduce a third speedster? I mean, did they not ever?
Wally was gone at that point.
Well, I know, but that's what I'm saying. They're still at 2 if they got,
Even with her, they did the same thing where it was like if they needed to focus on Nora, Barry was off screen, he was somehow incapacitated, whatever. So they focused on Nora and vice versa.
I have to go back and look.
Yeah. 9 times out of 10, if it's one of the big like season finale episodes, that's where they save their budget. So you'll see effects where they're having like a speed battle or something like that. Yeah. But other than that, your regular episodes during the season, you don't see it as often.
But all I'm saying is that's DC.
True. I don't know who does their effects for DC Universe or for the Titan show, but whoever it is needs to be fired.
So is Trigon worse than Steppenwolf?
Yes. Oh.
Ooh, I got a good one. The Scorpion King.
Oh, Scorpion King is way better effects.
Really?
Way better,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
worse than the
Steppenwolf
mustache?
I think the same guys might have done it.
Okay.
I mean, it was some of the roughest, just the worst CGI I've ever seen in a show that should have a budget. A show that's supposed to be your flagship show. Okay. Comparing different networks, now I know this is different genres and all of that. Look at what CBS has done with Star Trek Discovery versus what DC did on CBS All Access versus what Warner Brothers, because somebody says, oh, well, it's just DC. No, it's AT&T who owns HBO, Warner Brothers, blah, 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 and what they have put on DC Universe. And you look at the effects the budget that they gave Titans, and then you look at the effects and the budget that Discovery had. Now, granted, that first season Netflix paid for. But still, the effects that they are able to put out on that show are just amazing. Are just really amazing. There is no reason in the year of our Lord 2019 that effects should be that bad. It's just none. Absolutely none.
I agree.
Even if I was bootlegging Titans, I don't think I'd want to watch it anymore.
I got bored with it. I was out.
I don't want to watch it for free.
The only thing that on that network that I was really enjoying was the
Swamp Thing.
And I didn't ever end up watching it. But it got canceled. By the time I was interested, I'm like, I'm not starting it if it's not gonna.
Good.
I wrap it well.
I got like 3 episodes in, then they came. I was like, well, I might as well not watch anymore.
There's no point because you get all wrapped up into it, and now you don't get any more. But what was the show that you?
Young Justice. Young Justice was the thing that I was excited about, and
they should cancel
I watched
Titans
it, and I was bored with it through the first half of the season. And like, coming in June. And June rolled around, and I watched a couple more episodes, and it's like, this just does not have the same
feel.
No.
Anything that the first
not the same
couple
action.
seasons did. And that this that was my favorite cartoon for a long time, and I was like hitting it hard with them bringing it out on Netflix when they were talking about Aqualad was like hey, yeah, just let people know that you want to do it, And there's that whole, grassroots movement of, hey, just keep flooding it on Netflix. Let them see how many times you're watching this. Show support for it, that you want more. In the store, we were playing the hell out of that show because I'm like, okay, yeah, we're going to log some hours
I remember that.
this. But I didn't mind sitting through it because I loved it, too. I would watch it, it'd take a week and I'd get through it and I'd start it over again and just keep playing it because it's a great show. This new one,
I don't care for.
I watched all the episodes and I don't know that I'll rewatch them.
I won't rewatch them. Yeah.
It didn't grab me.
Not enough story. Definitely not enough action.
None of the characters that I care about have any depth or screen time in it. You still have Superboy in it, and you still have...
Yeah, but you don't have them in there as much. They want to focus so much on this new crop of kids, and it's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. I didn't care, and they wanted the politicization of some of those characters as well. I don't care. I don't care about... I can't remember the character's name now. Halo. I don't care about Halo's identity and how she identifies. She's a zombie. I don't care. She's a zombie. She's a reanimated corpse by a mother box. I don't care how she identifies. Zero. It just doesn't faze me at all. I wanted to see more about, Tigress. And which the parts that they did have with her were good. I wanted to see more of Robin and Connor and Megan and those guys that started Young Justice that we grew up with, that we are the reason the show came back, and we wanted to see how their lives have progressed.
Yeah.
And it's not that you can't add these new people and these other things as much as you do it with ignoring the originals that
was the thing that I liked about it, is that they were continually adding new characters and stuff and depth to it, which I thought was great. I didn't like the 5-year time jump between 1 and 2. I wish that they would have said, hey, even if they would have went back and said, hey, here's what happened in that 5 years.
Oh, they did.
And stay with the core characters and add new people in.
Yeah.
But, they did another time jump to,
this
stand
time
for the
jump,
time
though, this one made sense.
that they were done.
Right. This one made sense to me. This time jump. It was like,
It makes sense, but, I think people would have been really forgiving if they would have said, hey, we're picking up right where we left off because the
you
story
come back,
goes on.
You come back and Aqualad is now Aquaman and he's chairman of the Justice League. How the heck did that happen?
Yeah.
What? When did Batman allow that? Because, come on now, everybody knows it's Batman. Like, when did he let that happen? I don't get it. And why is it that Calder got graduated and nobody else did? What happened?
That's all right.
So
DC Universe isn't going to be around much longer.
Yeah.
Ain't that
Unfortunately.
the truth?
Y'all making me
Is it though?
want to cancel it tonight.
Is it? Because what else does DC Universe have?
Nothing.
We have Swamp Thing. No, we don't have Swamp Thing. We have Stargirl, but
And Harley Quinn.
the Harley Quinn animated series, which can easily go to the new HBO Max. So we have Doom Patrol, which is actually highly critically acclaimed, apparently, and is going to be on Disney or DC Universe and HBO Max. Well, then what's the point? Just move Harley Quinn over to HBO Max as well as the Stargirl show if it has legs, and just let them be there. But what else do they have coming out? And then they have a new season of Young Justice.
The comics.
So what? That's what Comixology is for. And if they don't want to get in bed with Amazon, they could just do their own service. Marvel has Marvel Unlimited. DC can easily do something else. I mean, it's DC, for goodness sake. It's Warner Brothers. It's AT&T who owns Warner Brothers, HBO, DC. AT&T has gobs of money. Gobs of money. They don't have Disney money, but they got close. There's no excuse for me for DC Universe to be such a subpar product and comics to be the only thing that's really available. And if you want comics to be your big thing, then you have to give me more than just back issues.
Yeah.
You got to give me some day and date digitals, baby. Like, hey, it's Wednesday and Superman number whatever just came out, and guess what? If you have DC Universe, you can read it digitally when it's available digitally.
Well, they didn't even do fan service when the Superman Death of Superman movies came out. They put it out for digital to buy before they even gave it to everybody on DC Universe. So.
Yeah, so
they've just missed. They've missed.
They really
on every step.
Yeah, I agree. I think they really screwed that, not the series up, but that the whole platform up, and I don't think there's really any way to save it, especially with HBO Max, because when you have an HBO Max, which is going to be AT&T's version of Disney Plus, but HBO, I mean, you're going to have Game of Thrones, you're going to have Watchmen, you're going to have, when that comes out, you're going to have, you know, Doom Patrol if you want your superhero stuff, you're going to have some of the Warner Brothers stuff that they got that they're going to put on there, so all those things are going to be there. You don't need DC Universe. It is a redundant service, so I fully expect to see that going away. I would be surprised if it's another year.
I'm canceling it tonight.
There's just no value to it. There really isn't any value to it.
Save
to me,
my $8.
you know, it's,
My biggest thing, I was always saddened by the quality of it. Like Batman Beyond, great show. I love that they had the whole season on, or the whole series on there. But when we'd watch it, halfway through it, you know, the screen would go black, and you'd get the audio but wouldn't get any video. And that happened. I'm like, okay, so I'd go back and restart it, and it wouldn't work. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm gonna switch over to Justice League, watch some Justice League. Same thing, get 3 or 4 episodes in, and then it would just be black screen, audio only. Like, how are you doing this so badly? Yeah, I mean, where's the quality control? But
yeah,
what do I know?
I'm really disappointed in the quality of the shows that we got out of DC, because a lot of people, you think I hate DC, but I don't.
Yeah, it seems like every time we talk about DC, it's never anything good.
It's always negative, and I don't want to be that guy. But then, you know, there's people online who stand
Shazam
for...
was good.
Shazam was great. I think Wonder Woman was great. Aquaman was great. I think Wonder Woman 1984 might be great. It might be bad. I don't know.
Aquaman wasn't great. It was fun.
It was okay.
But that's what it needs to be. It needs
But that's
to be.
what
It was
needs to be.
campy fun.
You know what, though? I seriously, I thought Aquaman was going to be a hard movie for them to make interesting.
Oh, very
I thought that it had a setup to be worse than, like, the Thor movies. And
But they
I thought
came
that
out
they
the
did
gate with
really
Thor
good.
Ragnarok. They came out the gate with Aquaman Ragnarok.
And that was it.
And
They were smart about it. They, you know, brighten the colors up first. You know, hey,
Lots of
Good
comic
job.
relief, yeah.
And you know, it's funny you
Lots
talk
of
about the
lines
colors
like
because
this.
because if you think about the colors, right?
Actually,
like
just watch Aquaman.
when you're going undersea, before they go undersea, it's still kind of drab. And then when it goes undersea and she explains that, you know, you can see down here because you're part Atlantean, it's almost like they just took the filter off. And then all the bright colors and everything. And I'm in the theater cracking up. And my wife is like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, oh, that's funny. I don't even know if he meant to do that. If that was like a meta joke. I think that's hilarious. Because then the rest of the movie was bright and colorful. Like you would expect a superhero movie to be. And it was just like, and it wasn't until he actually saw Atlantis with his Atlantean eyes. And then they took off the filter. It was just like, that's the best. And I hope that they just bury whatever software puts the filters on the film and never ever let anybody use it ever again. But because they didn't use it on Shazam, and I don't know if they're going to use it, you know, going forward. I don't know. I haven't seen anything on the new Harley Quinn movie, Birds of Prey movie, and
apparently they released a trailer during it. I haven't seen it yet.
yeah,
So they learned their lesson on the movies, made them campy and fun, but they still did not learn that lesson on the shows.
But I'm still hoping that they don't do that with every movie. I hope they do have the formula where each movie is supposed to be different. Each movie.
Well, Joker's going to be nice.
Joker's
and dark.
going to be very dark.
Yeah.
Very dark, and I'm looking forward to it, and I cannot wait to see it because Joaquin Phoenix is my kind of crazy.
Because he talked about it, he said it's a character study like Raging Bull or Taxi Driver.
Which is frightening to me because I'm trying to remember the name of the film. There was a film where we thought Joaquin Phoenix was crazy for a while.
Oh yeah, no.
You know, he was long hair, long
he did that,
beard.
Yeah, he did that on purpose.
It was like it was like a family member's film or something like that he was doing, but he was in his character and he did interviews as the character. Where people
almost
are interviewing
shipwrecked
him,
his career.
right? People are interviewing him like, "What is he on? What's going on, with Joaquin Phoenix?"
Getting into hip hop.
Yeah, articles are out there like, "Has Joaquin Phoenix gone crazy? Does he have dementia?" Like, but he was in character the entire time, 24/7. He was in this character, so that kind of scares me for the Joker because somewhere there's some dead people because Joaquin Phoenix
He might have dug too deep.
Y'all don't know crazy like Joaquin knows crazy. That boy.
They said Heath Ledger dug too deep.
See, you can see Dug too deep. Was that a joke about him being dead? And in the
No,
ground?
no.
That's horrible.
He
You're
dug
a
too deep
terrible
into the
person.
character.
Wow.
They interviewed him.
Sad
and
about it.
It depressed him. Like being in that character depressed him.
Which is really sad because we lost the best Joker.
Yep.
Since Mark Hamill's still the best Joker, but
Yeah.
Mark Hamill's the best Joker.
I was actually
That
watching
was
some Screen Rant earlier today, and like it was about the Joker movie coming out, and like, hey, in the comments below, let us know who your favorite Joker is, and let us know why it's Heath Ledger. And I'm like,
let us know why
That's
it's
awesome.
Ledger. That's funny. That's awesome. He is probably, I would say he is up there with Mark Hamill as far as my favorite Joker.
He's my favorite screen.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Live action.
I love me some Mark Hamill, and I think one of the things I love about Mark Hamill is him kind of reinventing himself from getting away from being Luke Skywalker and having this great animated voiceover career that popped up. But man, I loved Heath Ledger's Joker. I loved that crazy. That was just like, because I was about that casting. I was like, what?
A lot of people.
Yeah, it's kind of how I felt like it. And my thought was, I'm like, dude, you're competing against Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, that's just. I mean, granted, that was a campy, that was a different Batman, that was a different kind of Joker. But I'm like, man, no matter what, you're gonna be compared to that. That would just suck going into that. And then when I saw his performances, it's like, oh wow.
Like that.
And everybody else is going to be held to this standard.
Yeah, he made that movie for me. That is my favorite by far of the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. By far.
Where do you rank it as far as superhero movies?
Oh, it's up there. It's up there.
I think
the other ones
I
aren't.
think I saw a list. I think Ringer did an updated list of their top 50 superhero movies. I think they still ranked it as number 1.
I don't know if I call it number 1.
Yeah, I don't know if I
would.
Number one either.
I was
I'd
thinking
put
about
it up there.
I'd put it top 3.
One and 2, 3. Bane didn't do anything for me. But
No,
those first
no.
two, and
First two were really
in reverse
good.
order. The Joker, he hit that in such a way. Honestly, I love a movie with a good bank heist. That is
Probably
the
Yes.
best bank heist
Yes.
I've ever seen.
The school buses and everything, dude.
Ever.
When you see it
I'm
in
supposed to call a
IMAX.
bus driver. It's like,
Oh, man. And I saw it in IMAX. So you see it in IMAX. It's like, I don't get what the big deal is. And then the screen just widens. And it's like, ooh, this is all time. And you realize it's a bank heist. And it's like, oh, it was so good. So, see, I want to go watch that now. I'm trying to plan my weekend so I can figure out when I can watch that movie again.
So if it's not your number 1, what's your number 1?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of
Infinity War.
no.
I held Endgame over Infinity War.
I guess it is my number 1. If I can't think of anything better, I guess. Yeah, I can't think of anything better. I mean, Infinity War is up there, Endgame's up there, but it's only up there not because of the individual characterizations, but for the first time ever in history, you saw so many of these heroes that you grew up reading about on screen together, including Spider-Man. Sony, you suck. That's why I think it was so good.
Right. Yeah, the story was very by the numbers. I agree with that.
Oh yeah. I agree
with that.
It's a plug and play formula.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they got,
So-
they got monkeys in there banging on the keyboards. They ain't, we're not writing Shakespeare here. Okay.
I guess I do agree with that then, because Batman had just everything. It was a good movie and a good comic book movie.
I mean, Darkman is
Like
up
if it
there,
even
but-
if it didn't have. Even if it didn't have Batman.
I thought you were on Dark Knight. and
No,
you
no.
said Man.
I said Darkman. I just did it for that
No.
face. I was just waiting for that
Darkman
sour puss
is
lemon.
a movie
With the guy from Taken, Liam Neeson.
Yeah, never.
when
mind.
he was young.
Oh wow, he was in that.
Yeah, he was.
He was
Darkman.
in it.
Oh wow. What was he like? 12? Movies. Alright, so speaking of Liam Neeson, you know there's a new Taken movie out.
Yeah, Rambo.
He just all I do is set it up, and he just Just watch the sail out of the and then, cause it was great, because I just wanted to look at Rich like, last blood. Fourth taken. Like,
why mess with the formula if it works?
I mean, it's like the exact same. I love you, Sly, but it's the exact same movie, bro. I mean, the trailer is Taken.
yeah.
Like, I think
Even the voiceover.
Like, he's even on the phone, or he's on a radio call with the guy. Like, I'm gonna kill you. I got a certain set of skills. It's like, no, wait. That's not what you're supposed to say. Like, wait a minute. Because they took his family. And then he goes after him in Rambo style. Why? Because...
I'm still going to watch it. I watched The Expendables. I knew what I was getting in for. I still watch it. I'll still watch it.
Yeah, I still watch it. Yeah, I can watch Expendables now. Yeah.
I'm not there for the story. I'm there to see Rambo put arrows
stuff
through Nazis or Russians. The Russians.
Yeah, I don't even know who these guys. Well, these guys
these
are
might
human
be
traffickers. No, they're
okay.
human traffickers. They're the worst of the worst. Those are the new movie villains, because China pays too much money to finance these films, so they have to come up with new bad guys. So the new bad guys, human traffickers.
They can't do China or Russia anymore.
They don't do China, and they don't mess around. Well, I'm trying to remember what movie it was. It was China that was originally the bad guy. It was a Bond movie, I think. And they ended up having to change it at the last minute to make it North Korea, because nobody cares about whether North Korea is mad or not.
Yeah, it was,
so they ended up CGIing all the flags and all the banners and all the uniforms and stuff to turn it from China to North Korea.
Huh.
And I want to say it was
Die Another Day.
Yeah, okay. I for some reason it sticks in my head that it was a Bond movie. I just couldn't remember which one. And yeah,
because Halle Berry was in it.
That's how he remembers. Not even. That's between you and your wife.
He needs a drink.
No, not from this cup. Don't want to catch what he got. Nope. But yeah, so China is paying for too much now in films. That's why movies premiere there first.
Right.
Far From Home premiered in China.
And why they add Chinese characters that are celebrities in China.
Yeah.
Just because it's a draw in China.
Like, what was her name? Fan Bing, I think was her name. She played Blink in the X-Men movies. And she got in trouble in some taxes and she disappeared for a minute. Don't mess around. In China.
Yep.
We didn't even get a chance to talk. We'll have to do it next week. We'll have to talk about, do a little research. We want to talk about next week the next Game of Thrones. Who's going to take the ring next? Because there's that void, and we have a ton of fantasy and sci-fi shows coming up on various streaming platforms, all vying for your dollar. So we'll have to give a rundown of those next week and maybe give a little bit on each one.
Yeah. I've got my 2 picks.
You got your 2 picks? Okay, real quick, what are your 2 picks? We got like 20 seconds left. What are your 2 picks?
Witcher and Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I don't know about Lord of the Rings.
I'm with you on Lord of the Rings. I think it's going to do better than what people are giving it credit right now.
They're taking their time on it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm worried about it. I'm worried about it because I hate to see a remake. But we'll get into it a little bit more next week.
I just want to say one thing real quick. A little bit of bubbling. Okay, I'm done. That's my wrestling take.
And see, there you go. Tell them F you.